5 mistakes men make when they discover cheating. Avoid these. You just discovered she's cheating. Your heart is racing. Your world just collapsed. And the next moves you make will determine whether you handle this with strength and clarity, or whether you make mistakes that will haunt you for years. Most men make these 5 mistakes when they discover infidelity, and every single one makes the situation worse. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 5 critical errors men make in the first hours and days after discovering cheating, and exactly what you should do instead to protect yourself and maintain control of the situation. Mistake 1. Confronting her immediately without a plan and without evidence. Let's start with the biggest mistake men make when they discover infidelity. You find a text, you see something suspicious on her phone. Someone tells you they saw her with another man. And your immediate instinct, your gut reaction, is to confront her right then. Walk in the room and demand answers. Call her immediately. Wake her up if you have to. You need to know the truth right now. This reaction is completely understandable. You're in shock. You're angry. You're devastated. Your brain is screaming for answers and resolution immediately. But here's what you need to understand. Immediate confrontation is almost always a strategic disaster that puts you at a massive disadvantage. The moment you confront her without a plan, without complete evidence, and without having considered the consequences, you give her the opportunity to control the situation. Here's what happens. She goes into damage control mode immediately. She deletes texts, messages, emails, photos, everything you might need to understand the full truth or protect yourself legally. She calls or texts the affair partner to coordinate their stories so you can't catch them in inconsistencies. And she flips the script on you, making the conversation about you snooping or not trusting her instead of about her cheating. One guy told me he found one suspicious text and confronted his girlfriend immediately that same night. She cried, denied everything, said he was being paranoid, and then went to the bathroom to compose herself. She deleted every single message between her and the affair partner. He never got the full truth about how long it had been going on or what actually happened because he confronted before gathering complete evidence. Here's the other problem. You might have one piece of evidence, but you don't have the full picture. How long has this been going on? Who is she cheating with? Is it physical or just emotional? Is it one person or multiple? How many people know about this? Without complete information, you can't make informed decisions about what to do next. And if you're married or have significant assets together, confronting without consulting a lawyer first can put you at serious financial disadvantage. The moment she knows, she might immediately secure assets, consult attorneys, change account access, or take other protective measures. Many men have confronted emotionally only to discover later that their wife had already taken financial precautions they hadn't even considered. So what should you do instead? Pause. I know every instinct in your body is screaming to confront immediately, but give yourself 24 to 48 hours minimum before you say anything to her. During that time, gather complete evidence. Take screenshots of everything. Texts, social media messages, emails, document timelines of when she said she was places versus where she actually was. If finances are involved, document those too. If you're married, consult a lawyer before you confront. Understand your rights regarding assets, property, custody if kids are involved. Protect yourself strategically. If you're not married but living together, understand your lease situation and your rights. Use this time to plan what you're going to say, what questions you need answered, and what you'll do based on different responses. Figure out if you want her to leave, if you'll leave, where you'll stay, what you need logistically. The men who handle discovery strategically rather than emotionally almost always come out in better positions, whether they ultimately stay or leave. When you finally do confront on your timeline, not hers, you're calm, you have complete information, you've protected your interests, and you can't be manipulated with partial truths or deflection. That's strategic strength, not emotional reaction. Mistake 2. Believing her first explanation and accepting trickle truth. Now let's talk about what happens when you do confront her. Whether you did it strategically or emotionally, you're about to make another critical mistake: believing her first explanation. Here's what you need to understand. When you confront a cheating partner, the first story you get is almost never the full truth. It's the least damaging version she thinks you can get you to accept. This is how it works. She'll admit to the minimum of what she thinks you know or can prove. If you found texts that seem flirty, she'll admit they were inappropriate but claim nothing physical happened. If you have evidence of one kiss, she'll admit to one kiss but swear it never went further. If you know about one affair partner, she'll admit to that one but not mention the others. She's managing information to minimize consequences and gauge exactly what you actually know. And most men make the mistake of accepting this first version and trying to move forward based on it. But you're making decisions about your relationship based on lies. Here's what happens next. Trickle truth. Over days, weeks, sometimes months, more truth slowly comes out. First version: we just kissed at a party. A week later, when you find more evidence, okay, it happened a few times. A month later, okay, it got physical, but just once. 3 months later, okay, it's been going on for 6 months. One man described his experience. His girlfriend initially said it was just one kiss at a work event. He forgave her and tried to move on. 2 months later, he found hotel receipts and discovered it had been a full physical affair for 8 months with multiple people in their social circle knowing about it. The first version had been complete damage control, not truth. Why does she use trickle truth? Because she wants to minimize the damage and avoid losing you, but she doesn't want to face the full consequences of complete honesty. She's testing what you'll accept and what you'll tolerate. Each partial admission relieves her guilt slightly while keeping you in the relationship. But here's what you need to understand. Trickle truth is conscious manipulation. It's calculated lying followed by strategic partial reveals when forced. And every new piece of information re-traumatizes you. Every reveal destroys your trust all over again. It's often worse than the original betrayal because it proves she's been lying to your face even after being caught. So what should you do instead? Never accept the first explanation as complete truth. Assume you're getting the minimized version designed to be just believable enough based on what she thinks you know. Ask detailed, specific questions. Exact timelines. How many times? Where did it happen? What specifically happened physically? Who knows about this? How did it start? When did it start? Watch for vagueness, defensiveness, or anger at your interrogation. If she can't or won't answer specific questions, she's hiding more. Give her one chance for complete truth. This is your only opportunity to tell me everything. Every detail, every timeline, every person, everything that happened. Anything I find out later that you didn't tell me right now will end this immediately. No second chances. This is it. Tell me everything. Then, verify what she tells you independently if possible. Cross-reference her story with evidence you have. Talk to people who might know information. Check timelines against your records. And understand this. If trickle truth continues, if you're still discovering new information weeks or months after initial confrontation, she's not capable of the honesty needed for any recovery. That's your signal that this relationship cannot be saved because she fundamentally cannot be honest even after being caught. Mistake 3. Making permanent decisions in temporary emotional states. Here's the third massive mistake men make. In the immediate aftermath of discovering infidelity, you're experiencing emotional extremes: rage, devastation, panic, numbness. Your emotional state is at the absolute peak of intensity, and your brain is in complete fight-or-flight mode. And in this state, many men make permanent, life-altering decisions that they deeply regret later. Some men immediately try to win her back through panic decisions. They propose on the spot. They buy expensive gifts. They promise dramatic life changes like, "I'll quit my job and spend more time with you. Let's have a baby. Let's get married. I'll buy you that car you wanted." These decisions come from terror of losing her, not from genuine desire for the relationship.
One guy told me that when he found out his girlfriend cheated, he panicked and proposed that same night, thinking marriage would fix everything and prove his commitment. A year later, trapped in a miserable marriage with someone who'd never respected him, he realized he'd made a permanent decision to solve a temporary emotional crisis. On the other end, some men immediately declare we're done in rage without considering practical implications. If you have kids, financial entanglements, shared property, a lease together, immediate declarations made in fury can put you at serious disadvantage. You might actually want to end it, and that might be the right choice, but doing it impulsively without any preparation creates problems you'll be dealing with for years. Then there's the confrontation with the affair partner. Many men's first instinct is to find the guy and fight him, to confront him, to destroy him somehow. This can result in assault charges, restraining orders, and legal problems that complicate your entire life. And here's the reality. The affair partner isn't your problem. Your partner is. He didn't make vows to you. She did. Focusing your rage on him is misdirected energy that creates consequences for you. So what should you do instead? Give yourself a minimum of 72 hours before making any permanent decisions. I know you want resolution immediately. I know you want the pain to stop. But wait. Tell her, I need time to process this before I can make any decisions about what happens next. Don't mistake this for forgiveness. This is me not making permanent decisions while I'm devastated. Separate if you need space. Stay with a friend. Get a hotel. Ask her to stay with her family. Create physical distance so you can think. But don't declare permanent outcomes while you're in emotional extremes. Talk to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist to process emotions before you decide anything alone. Consider practical realities. If you have kids, what does divorce or separation look like for them? Financially, what are the implications? Living situation, who moves out? Where do you go? What about the lease or mortgage? Factor these into your decisions rather than making purely emotional choices you'll regret. And avoid the affair partner entirely. Do not confront him, do not fight him, do not engage in any way. It creates legal problems and solves absolutely nothing. If you want revenge, the best revenge is handling this situation with dignity and strength while he's a footnote in your story. One man told me his friend convinced him to take 1 week before making any decisions after discovering his wife's affair. His immediate reaction had been pure rage. He was ready to divorce immediately, burn everything down. During that week away, his emotional state normalized enough that he could think clearly. He realized he actually wanted to try therapy before divorce because of their kids. He made that choice from clarity, not emotional extreme. 6 months later, he made a different decision, but it was informed and intentional, not reactive. Before we get to mistake number 4, if this video is helping you avoid critical errors during the worst moment of your life, hit that subscribe button. We break down relationship psychology and strategy so you can make clear-headed decisions even in crisis. All right, let's keep going. Mistake 4, isolating and trying to handle it alone while she gets support. Here's a mistake that's particularly common for men: isolation. You discover she's cheating and you don't tell anyone. Not your friends, not your family. You try to handle it completely alone. There's shame associated with being cheated on, feeling like you weren't enough, you weren't man enough, you failed somehow. And men are socialized to handle problems alone, to not share emotional struggles, to be strong by dealing with things internally. But here's what's happening while you're isolated. She's telling everyone her version of events. She's talking to her friends, her family, mutual friends, and often she's not telling them the truth. She's framing herself as the victim. He was never home. He didn't meet my needs. I was lonely and made a mistake. She's building a narrative where she's sympathetic and you're the problem. One guy described how he didn't tell anyone his girlfriend cheated because he was embarrassed. He thought he should handle it himself. Meanwhile, she told everyone that he was emotionally unavailable and she made a mistake during a difficult time. By the time he started talking about it, everyone had already heard her version and viewed him with suspicion. Social circles tend to side with whoever tells their story first, and he'd given her a massive head start in controlling that narrative. The other problem is the mental health consequences of isolation. Processing trauma alone significantly increases your risk of depression, anxiety, and poor decision-making. You need external perspectives to reality check your thoughts and feelings. You need people to help you see when you're being manipulated or when you're about to make a bad decision. Men who isolate often accept much worse outcomes because they have no one advising them or supporting them. You also miss practical support. Friends and family can offer you a place to stay, financial advice, referrals to good lawyers or therapists, childcare help if you have kids. They can be there when you're falling apart at 2 in the morning. They can help you see clearly when you're drowning in emotion. One man described isolating for 6 weeks after discovering his wife's affair. He told no one. During that time, he barely slept, stopped eating, couldn't focus at work, spiraled mentally. His wife, meanwhile, told everyone in both families that he'd been emotionally absent for years and she'd connected with someone else during a difficult time. By the time he started talking about it, everyone had already heard her version and viewed him with suspicion. Social circles tend to side with whoever tells their story first, and he'd given her a massive head start in controlling that narrative. So what should you do instead? Tell at least 2 to 3 trusted people within the first week. Choose people who will support you without judgment, who won't try to control your decisions, but who will listen and offer perspective. Don't hide this from key family members. They need to know the truth, not her narrative. Consider therapy immediately. This is trauma. You've experienced betrayal trauma, and it deserves professional support. A therapist who specializes in infidelity can help you process emotions, make decisions, and avoid common mistakes. And don't let her control the narrative. Tell your truth to key people before she frames you as the problem. You don't need to tell everyone. This isn't about public humiliation, but the people who matter should hear the truth from you. Use your support system practically. Let people help with housing, legal advice, financial guidance, childcare if you have kids. You don't have to carry this alone, and you shouldn't. Mistake 5. Focusing on the affair partner instead of your partner's choice. The final mistake men make is misdirecting their focus and energy. Instead of focusing on the person who actually betrayed them, they become obsessed with the affair partner. Who is he? What does he have that I don't? Why did she choose him over me? Is he better looking, more successful, more interesting? Men spend hours researching the affair partner, looking at his social media, comparing themselves, trying to understand the appeal. They drive by his house. They plan confrontations. They fantasize about violence. All their mental energy goes into this other man instead of into the actual problem. Here's what's happening psychologically. It's easier to make the affair partner the villain than to accept that your partner betrayed you. You create a frame where he seduced her, or he pursued her, or he took advantage of her. These frames remove her agency and make him responsible for what happened. It's a defense mechanism that protects you from the more painful truth. She actively chose this. She said yes. She continued saying yes. She lied to you repeatedly. Those were her choices. The affair partner didn't break vows to you. He didn't commit to you. He doesn't owe you loyalty. Yes, if he knew about you, he's not a good person. But he's not your problem. Your partner is. She's the one who betrayed you. Violence against him doesn't change that or make you feel better long term.
And the confrontation temptation is dangerous. Many men's first instinct is to find the affair partner and fight him. This is emotionally satisfying to imagine, but it creates serious legal consequences. Assault charges, restraining orders, legal problems that will complicate your life for years. And after all that, it doesn't solve anything. Your partner still betrayed you. Violence against him doesn't change that or make you feel better long term. One man described becoming completely obsessed with his girlfriend's affair partner. He found his social media, his work profile, where he lived, what car he drove. He compared everything. Looks, job, income, body type, everything. He drove by his house multiple times. He planned elaborate confrontations. He spent 2 months consumed by this. His therapist finally asked him, "Why are you focusing on him? He didn't betray you. She did." That question cut through everything. He realized he was obsessing about the affair partner because it was easier than facing that his girlfriend of 5 years had actively chosen to lie to him for months. The affair partner was a stranger who owed him nothing. His girlfriend was the one who broke his trust. Once he redirected his focus to her choices and her accountability, he could actually process the betrayal and decide what he wanted. So what should you do instead? Redirect your focus to her accountability. She made choices. That's what matters. That's where your focus should be. If you must know basic information about the affair partner for your own closure, who he is, how they met, get that information once and then stop. Don't obsess, don't research, don't compare yourself. Do not contact, confront, or engage with the affair partner in any way. It solves nothing and creates problems for you. Hold her accountable by making the conversation about her choices. I don't care about him. He didn't betray me. You did. This is about your choices and your character. Don't deflect to him. And channel your energy into decisions about your life and your future. What do you want now? Do you want to try to rebuild this relationship? Do you want to leave? What does your life look like moving forward? Those questions deserve your mental energy, not revenge fantasies about someone who's ultimately irrelevant to your healing. If she's trying to blame the affair partner, he manipulated me, or he pursued me aggressively, call that out. He didn't force you. You're an adult who made choices. Own them. Stop deflecting responsibility to someone else. The affair partner is a symptom, not the disease. Your partner's character, her choices, her capacity for honesty and loyalty, that's the actual issue. Keep your focus there. If you're realizing that her cheating might be part of a larger pattern where she's been using you for your money, make sure you watch our next video on the 5 signs she's just using you for your money. Sometimes infidelity is just the most obvious sign of disrespect in a relationship where you've been used all along. That video might give you even more clarity. Link in the description. But first, let me wrap this up. Let's recap the 5 mistakes men make when they discover cheating. Mistake 1. Confronting immediately without a plan and without complete evidence. Wait 24 to 48 hours. Gather everything. Consult professionals if needed, then confront strategically. Mistake 2. Believing her first explanation and accepting trickle truth. Demand complete honesty up front. Ask detailed questions and make continued lying a deal breaker. Mistake 3. Making permanent decisions in temporary emotional states. Give yourself at least 72 hours before any life-altering choices. Mistake 4. Isolating and trying to handle it alone while she builds her narrative. Tell trusted people. Seek professional help. Don't carry this alone. And mistake 5. Focusing on the affair partner instead of her choices. Redirect your energy to her accountability and your future, not revenge against someone irrelevant. Discovering infidelity is devastating. Your instinct is to react immediately, to seek answers right away, to make the pain stop as fast as possible. But those instincts, while completely understandable, lead to mistakes that make an already terrible situation worse. The men who handle infidelity discovery best aren't the ones who react fastest. They're the ones who pause, think strategically, gather information, seek support, and make intentional decisions from a position of strength rather than emotional chaos. If you just discovered infidelity, I know you're in pain. I know you want answers immediately. But take 48 hours. Breathe. Gather information. Talk to people you trust. Make a plan. Your future self will thank you for not making these 5 mistakes. If this video helped you avoid critical errors during a crisis, subscribe to this channel. We break down relationship psychology so you can make clear-headed decisions even when everything feels like it's falling apart. Drop a comment telling me which mistake you almost made or did make. Your experience might help another guy avoid the same error. And check out that video on the 5 signs she's just using you for your money, because sometimes discovering infidelity reveals a much longer pattern of disrespect and exploitation. You didn't deserve this. Her choices are not your fault, but how you handle the next days and weeks will determine whether you come out of this with your dignity, your resources, and your future intact, or whether you make mistakes that complicate your life for years. Choose strategic strength over emotional reaction. You'll get through this, and how you handle it matters.